Welcome in, everyone, for this Vegas Nation update. I'm your host, Cassie Soto, here with NFL reporter Adam Hill. Adam, before we get into anything, we have some breaking news coming from Raiders head coach Jon Gruden himself. Let's hear from him.
I believe Richie Incognito will be out for the season. He had season-ending foot surgery. I hate to admit that, but we've tried everything we can. Richie's tried everything he can to get back on the field. His season is over.
Adam, Jon Gruden dropping the bomb that Richie Incognito will be out for the remainder of the season. Did we have any idea that this was coming?
No, not really. I mean, there was growing concern because he's supposed to be returning to practice in the last couple of weeks. They kept thinking he was coming back. We kept hearing, hey, he'll be back and he'll be practicing very soon. And then all of a sudden now he makes the announcement he had surgery. And what Jon Gruden said, you heard him right there. They tried everything they could. Richie Incognito tried everything he could in terms of rehab. The team tried everything they could to try to get him back out there. It just wasn't happening. So they're going to shut him down. Fortunately for the Raiders, Denzel Good has been really good in Richie Incognito's place. They've been able to fill in along the offensive line. There was just hope at some point that have Incognito back, and that hope is now gone.
Yeah, you say it there. The Raiders now 6-4 on the season. They've been able to patchwork some pieces there on that offensive line. Let's really fast recap the Chiefs game, though, that 35-31 loss to the Chiefs, Adam, on Sunday night. It was a doozy for this Raiders defense. Hearing Jon Gruden now, he didn't want to single anybody out. The question was brought up. Jonathan Abram had really some missed coverage and some missed plays, and he was all over the place. Do you attribute this loss to the Raiders defense or lack of defense?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing that jumps out. The offense was really, really good. They were certainly good enough to win. They were in position to win, and it didn't work out. And I think you can point and say, hey, the defense wasn't good enough. But at the same time, you expect the Chiefs to score. The Chiefs are going to score. To beat them, you have to take advantage of them with your offense. And the Raiders, they blinked on a couple of occasions. I mean, you pretty much have to score a touchdown every time you have the ball. The Raiders came close to doing that. But they had the one possession where they're at the 1 yard line. They decided to kick a field goal after Jon Gruden gets an unsportsmanlike conduct. He says he was going to kick a field goal anyway. Field goals don't beat the Chiefs. And they had a couple of chances to go down the field and really take advantage, and they weren't able to. They had to punt a couple times. So I think you can say, yes, the defense is glaring because of the last play, because of everything happened. You give up 35 points for sure. But the offense has to understand that they have to win a game like this. And they're just, they ran out of chances for one thing. But there was a couple of missed opportunities, and I think you look back at that and say, hey, there is plenty of blame to go around.
6 games left in the season. Adam, you think about this loss to the Chiefs. So the Raiders worry about it, or should they just throw it, behind them, move on to the next one? They've got 6 left to keep there in the playoff standings and to make a run at it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to move on. That's the thing about the NFL. You get 24 hours to celebrate or 24 hours to reflect on a loss, and then it's on to the next week. And, I think you look at what came out of that game against the Chiefs. There was more positives out of that game than there has been out of a lot of the wins this year. I mean, I think you could look at, Denver last week. They were sloppy. They had the score looked like one-sided, but they were sloppy in that game. I think they played better against the Chiefs than they did in that game. I think, better than against the Chiefs than they did against the Chargers. Probably better than they did against the Cleveland Browns, although that was, conditions. So, yeah, I think that it sucks, and I think the team wants to reflect and say, hey, this was a missed opportunity. But you can't think about that. You've got to move on. And last year, they were 6-4, just like they are this year. They had 2 road games on the horizon. One was against the Jets, just like it is this time, and they got blown out in that game. And they had a chance to make the playoffs, and it didn't work. And I think it was part of that Jets game turning into a couple of losses. You can't let one loss become 2 or 3. That's the key. So go out, forget about it, move on, and try to win the next 2.
If they get blown out to the Jets this season, there's going to be some big issues going on there, Adam, right?
Sure, but listen, the Jets have been feisty, they've been scrappy, and last year the Jets were just as bad as they are this year. And the Raiders got blown out there. So you never know what's going to happen in the NFL. I think last year was, it's a good wake-up call, and you can point to it and say, hey, look what happened last year. Don't let that happen again. But you can't be looking ahead of anybody in this league.
Yeah, definitely can't take anything for granted. Once again, the big news of the day coming out that Richie Incognito will miss the remainder of the season. He's Adam Hill. I'm Cassie Soto. For more Raiders updates, head on over to vegasnation.com. Thanks for watching.